Hello, this is Boyd Hendricks. This is a lecture on competitor analysis for the minor knowledge sharing and web 3.north. And it is about competitive intelligence and market intelligence as a topic. So, competitor analysis. There are a number of steps in the process of competitor analysis. It's identifying competitors, assessing them, selecting competitors to either attack or to avoid them. Now let's look at the first step, identifying them. The firm faces a wide range of competition. That company must avoid competitor myopia, short-sightedness, so to speak. There are methods of identifying who truly are your competitors. For that, you need to have a specific point of view. It's an industry point of view or it's a market point of view. So you either compete within the same industry or within the same market, or both. Yeah? You can make competitor maps that will help you in the identification. And this, your first goal is to learn the competitor analysis to understand customers and competitors. Next slide. Assessing competitors. That means you look at your competitors and you determine their objectives. You identify your competitors' strategies. You might cluster them in strategic groups. You can assess their strengths and weaknesses. You can compare them in a benchmark situation. And then you can estimate competitors' reaction on either events outside your control or their reaction on the things you want to do, what their possible reactions will be. Number 3, third step. Selecting competitors to attack or avoid. That means at first strong or weak competitors should be identified. For that you do a customer value analysis and you can see which competitors will play a very important role into your customer value, in which they are a bigger risk and a bigger competitor than those who do not represent that value. So do that customer value analysis. Close or distant competitors. Some competitors are very close to where you stand for in your customer value, in your behavior, in your industry or market, and most companies compete close competitors rather than more distant competitors. And you have good or bad competitors, and the existence of competitors offers several strategic benefits which we will talk on later. Now, what drives the competitor if we're going to analyze them? First, there is the future objectives. How do our goals compare to our competitor goals? Basically, companies tend to make a list of goals and understand these are the goals which we want to achieve in a certain time of a strategy. Competitors do also address these goal setting, and in their annual reports and when you study them, you know what their goals are. You want to know how their goals compare with your goals. Where within your competitors will the emphasis be placed in the future? And what is the attitude towards risk? Are they risk avoiding? Are they risk taking? What sort of risks are they taking? Etc. These are the future objectives. Let's go to the current strategy. The questions belong to the current strategies are: what is the competitor doing? And what can they do? What potentially can the competitor do? Well, if you look at a current strategy, you can say, well, how are they currently competing? And does this strategy support changes in the competitive structure? If we then go to the question, what does the competitor believe about itself and the industry? We are looking at the assumption. Do we assume the future to be volatile? Yes or no? And what assumptions do our competitors hold about the industry and themselves? They often give that away in publications, press releases, annual reports, these sort of things. Are we assuming stable competitive conditions? Then we go to the next one. What are the competitors' capabilities? What are their strengths and weaknesses, first of all? And how do our capabilities compare to the competitors? And now we look at the dynamic head-to-head rivalry. What is our response? So first of all, what will our competitors do in the future? Where do we have competitive advantage? And third, how will this change our relationship with our competition? Our competition is also the ones, of course, which we might likely not only to compete with, but also to cooperate, to go event, to innovate, to breach, finally to merge or acquire. But if it's not positive, they are our competition and we will fight them in the marketplace, dealing with the same customers, the same market, the same industry. And there you go.